Yo, I hope you're enjoying your ride. It's time
for the Drive for Five
podcast. Let's go. Yo, we are back, man. The Drive for Five podcast is back. It's back.
I'm glad to be back,
yes,
man.
Sir.
It's been a little minute.
Yes, sir. It's your boy, Coach Chris.
It's your boy, Coach Miles.
And we are here, man. It's been a little hiatus. We took a little time off, man. We had to make sure we give you guys a quality show and understanding what was going on, getting some things in order reference to business-wise. But we are back in the game. We're back in here talking sports. A lot of things has happened.
Yeah, a lot has happened in these last 60 days.
Yes, sir, man. We coach at Peachtree Ridge High School. Shout out to Peachtree Ridge football.
We're back, man. We rolling.
Yes,
we
sir.
Rolling right now.
Just got through spring practice and the spring game versus Kell this past weekend on Friday. Game ended up in a tie, 28-28. It was a very interesting game. We actually fought our way back. Down, was it 28-7?
No,
21-7.
21-0.
21-0. It was 21-0, and we came back with a dominant performance on the second half, man, both from offense and defensive side of the ball. We're going to talk about the game a little bit, man. We're going to get into it. I know Coach Miles got a lot to say about the receivers who done a great, excellent job. I want to shout out my defensive back core, especially the corners. Khalid, Lattimore, balled out, man. Dorian, Barney, Tyson, Sanford had a hell of a game, as well as some of the kids that came in the second and third string.
Y'all had a lot of turnovers.
We had a lot of turnovers. We ended up with 4 turnovers that game. Nice. Yes, sir, 4 turnovers that game, man. The defense, started off a little slow. We had a couple of miscues here and there, but all in all, man, they fought to the end and came up with some big turnovers at the end of the game to get an offensive chance. And I know you want to talk about those receivers, especially that young kid.
We started off extremely slow, and that was the crazy thing about it. It was a point of emphasis going into the game that we did want to start off fast. We met with that group and we told them, hey, we need to start off fast because of, not only one did Kell have an extremely talented secondary, but we just want to prove that we belong. We belong, and we can play against the best of them. I believe their whole back end are Power 5 guys. They're all 6 foot and up. The boys look beautiful, man.
They was talking a lot of smack over there too, man.
They was talking smack when they got off the bus.
I heard.
For no reason. So, but it's cool. They definitely made it a competitive game.
Yes, sir.
They definitely challenged and pushed us to the extreme.
Right. Shout out to Kell.
Yeah, shout out to Kell for sure, man. Coach Mays, Bobby, he's doing an awesome job with those boys over there and his unbelievable coaching staff that he has. But this is about us, and it's not about them.
Right.
I am going to say that we had a couple 3-and-outs. We had some. Before we get into anything, I want to shout out this offensive line. They kept us in the game all game. They did exactly what they were supposed to do, and they was actually the bright spot of offensively for us. But I think for us, we didn't start clicking until the last 21 seconds of the half. We're down 21-7. Down 21-7, and Miles Abernathy had a hell of a catch to put us on like the -40, and then we had another 5 seconds left after the timeout, and then he caught another 30-yard bomb. We just felt like that was the turning point for us. We went into halftime, and the kids were extremely motivated going into halftime. They felt like, I think that was the first time throughout the whole night where, besides our offensive line, where offensively we thought that we can compete with those guys. Shout out to Coach Costa and Coach White, Roddy White. They put together a hell of a game plan in the at halftime, and we kind of just said, you know what, hey, let's just take it to them and that's kind of what we did. And Miles came out and had an unbelievable third quarter. He ended up finishing the game with 6 for 157 in the tub, and that was in like a quarter and a half, not even. So
shout out to Miles.
Yeah, shout out to Miles. And the crazy thing about it is, well, it's crazy to everyone else, but it's the expectation for us. The kid came out and he took it right to their best kid.
Yeah.
And
couple of head taps over there.
Couple head taps.
Couple of head taps.
You know, the kid he had no answer for Miles, and I kind of, it's crazy, man, because I kind of thought that the way that we were setting stuff up and the way we was isolating Miles to the field, and I didn't understand why no adjustments got made to that.
I think they had a little too much confidence in their kids, and on the one-on-one out there in that island. And
it didn't work out for them.
Did not.
Once we figured it out offensively, it was like it was bombs over Baghdad, and it was just beautiful to watch, man. I really want to shout Miles Abernathy out, man, because he played that end of the second quarter, that whole third quarter as a Power 5 kid, and like he's been slept on this whole spring, and this kid's gonna have an unbelievable year, and he has a nice supporting cast around him that will keep double teams off of him. So I thought we did extremely well. Nate Crowney ran the ball pretty well. That's our running back, and he definitely showed some signs of being a number one back. So shout out to Coach Saturday for getting them boys ready. And,
yes, sir.
It's crazy because I talk to Junkie Saturday all the time, man. And every time I turn around, he's always got them boys working. He's always talking to them, and I always tell him, hey man, what y'all got another poker night going? Because every time you turn around, they sitting in the round table and they're going over stuff, and he coaches them extremely hard, but he also loves them up, man. So shout out to Coach Saturday, and shout out to Coach Boroff, man. He's done an unbelievable job in these 9-10 days with that offensive line. I truly, honestly believe that was the bright spot of our spring. But all in all, those kids understand that, hey, if we actually come out and play, man, it's not going to be too many teams that's going to come to play with us. And I love the fact that we didn't give up. We competed, because last year our kids would have gave up.
Yeah,
we would have gave up, and Kell probably would have beat us 40-something to nothing.
Completely different culture change, the reference from last year to this year, man. A lot of more leadership on the team.
Shout out to Coach Hamrick and what he's doing overall with all 140 kids that we got in our program. Like those kids are starting to believe, and I think this off season is definitely coming into play. They're getting stronger. We're getting more kids in the 1,000-pound club. So that was awesome, man. It was just really, truly awesome to see us compete and not give up. And we definitely played championship football in the third quarter. So shout out to Peachtree Ridge offense and the football team as a whole.
Yes, sir, and especially with the defense, man. Like the between the linebackers and the D line, forcing having 11 tackles for a loss. On top of that, 3 forced fumbles, and then we had a pick by Dorian Barney in the third quarter that kind of changed some of the outlook of the game. Dorian's going to be a stud for us going forward for the next 4 years. I want to shout out the leadership of Khalid Lattimore. Not being selfish on the field. Actually encouraging the kids at halftime to keep fighting.
My boy was out there hit sticking.
He had a couple of hit stick and stand over. Shout out to that. And also, again, Tyson Stanford, man. I know he had a rough season last year as a freshman, man. This year, so much more confident, man. He was taking care of his assignments. He got beat on one play, played it perfectly, but just kind of like lost his footing. And it was a great catch by the receiver. Couldn't have been better coverage. But he made up for it at the goal line, man, with a big third down stop when they tried to throw a fade his way. And I want to shout that out, man. The defense just played amazing.
Man, those
and
DBs, I don't want to cut you off, man, but I definitely want to shout out them DBs, man, because Kell has one of the best receiving corps in the state of Georgia.
Yeah, man.
Those kids definitely can go. Coach Brown over there got them boys rolling, and shit, man, they gonna be a problem, man. Kyle Vaca and Peyton Lynch and I don't know number 17's name, but he looks like he can play a little bit. And Ty Boogie, another young kid. They started 2 freshmen over there, man. Plus Kyle Vaca, which is a rising senior. All those guys are Power 5 kids.
Yeah, man.
That was awesome.
It was just an awesome game overall, man. I would want to shout out one more kid who at the end of the game, man, put it on his back. Langston Abernathy, the younger brother of Miles, man, 8th grader. You know what I mean? He came up with a big catch to set up the game-winning touchdown, contested, where he came down a head tap of his own and came down with the ball. Then the very next play, he caught the game-tying touchdown to send us to a tie game. Just amazing team performance. I think that this was one of the best I've seen play in reference to Peachtree Ridge in the last 2 years of us being there. You know what I mean?
Even before that.
Yeah, definitely before that, man. So yeah, like you said, shout out to Coach Helmick, shout out to the whole coaching staff, shout out to the D line, Coach Corley, doing an amazing job with that D line, man.
I to this day, I still don't know how he doing it.
Man, he got that, he got that thing to him, man. That little itch, man. It makes sense. So it's gonna be exciting to see what we do. We got a couple 2 weeks off. Summer's coming. You know, we're gonna have our coaches our tour, camp tour, where we
June 5th.
No,
7th.
The 7th. We head up towards the mid and the north regions. So it's gonna be exciting to see those kids be able to test their skills against some of the best in the nation. As we go through a tour.
First stop is the UT. That's where we're competing at.
University.
Yeah.
Hey, that'll be one to play at right there, man. You know, so we hope to see that how we're interested to see how the kids show up and how Peachtree Ridge makes some noise this year. I know we're slept on, but it's time to make some noise over there, man. Moving forward. Talking more about sports this week, man. A lot has happened with the NBA. We're coming into the finals. As we all know, the Lakers and the Nuggets, who played tonight. Lakers down 0-3. They're the 7th seed versus the number 1 seed Nuggets. There's never been a team come back down 0-3. So it's gonna be interesting to see what LeBron.
I trust LeBron, man. I trust LeBron, man. I guarantee tonight Lakers win tonight.
I wouldn't put it past. I wouldn't put it past Lakers winning tonight.
Because you got to think about it too. Now, the last 2 games, the Lakers were up, man. They just did not finish.
Yeah,
they did not finish, and I mean, since we're talking about finishing, I mean, is this the end of LeBron?
No. We do know that LeBron says he wants to play with his son.
With Bronny.
With Bronny. So I'm gonna give it another 2 years for LeBron to play. Now, is he done playing at the highest of high levels where he's the best player on the floor?
Taking over the whole game?
Yeah,
man. Anthony Davis got to tighten up, man.
Yeah, well, you know.
We all
know how Anthony Davis is, man. You know, he's injury prone. Hasn't been the best to be able to continuously stay on the court. But, you know, he's a double-double machine. He's going against Jokic, who's a 2-time MVP. Argument could have been the 3-time MVP. And right now, probably one of the best players in the planet. Averaging, I can say averaging, but damn, I have a triple-double every play.
Yeah, man, but still, man, he ain't like he let no boy. What's his name? Jokovic, man, come on, man. They right talking about he the best in the league and all this stuff. I get that he doing his thing, man. But Anthony Davis, listen here, man. We pay you a lot of bread to come to LA. We trying to win chips, man. We don't got time for you to be fiddling with your feet and all that stuff, man. You gotta come play, man. We pay you big dollars to get us a chip. Yeah. Now, we cannot put this whole thing on Bron, man. Like, Austin Reeves is doing this thing.
Austin Reeves.
But we need some help.
What's up with D'Angelo?
LeBron needs some help.
What's up with D'Angelo?
I don't know what he got going on, man. I was just watching after game 1, he had them stayed after the game, post game, took some shots. Hey man, you gotta do more than that, man. You need to tighten up, dog. Yeah. Like, we didn't bring you over here for that. We could have got Kyrie.
Kyrie.
If we had Kyrie right now, it wouldn't be 3-0. We wouldn't be down 3-0. D-Lo has to step up, man, and play big time ball. Point blank period. Like, it ain't no other way around it. Whatever kind of shooting slump that you're in, hey, get the hell out of it. You're a pro.
You are a pro.
Figure it out.
Yeah, man. That's kind of what got him out of LA the first time. You know, a little shooting slump on top of the little drama that he had with the team and Nick Young and things of that nature, man. But hopefully, you know, the Lakers can pull out at least one of these games. It'd be kind of sad to see the King go out like that, man, getting swept in the Western Conference Finals. You know, something that they kind of debate that he's, you know, the greatest of all times. And you look back and you say, well, sheesh. You know what I mean? When was the last time you seen one of those guys get swept so late in the season? But again, Joker is one of the top NBA players. I know you said he's
Murray is solid. Murray is solid.
By the way, I want to not to cut you off. Jamal Murray coming back. You know, because in the bubble year, he tore his ACL, and they were playing the Lakers in the same type of situation, and they didn't make the finals because of it. Murray is a difference maker, and he's playing like he wants a chip, and it's gonna be interesting to see if they make it to the finals. And we're gonna talk about the Heat Celtics later, and the Heat make it. How he performs in the finals, man. If they end up winning the chip.
Jimmy Buckets, lockdown.
Jimmy Buckets,
lockdown.
Speaking of
Jimmy Buckets, the biggest troller of the NBA.
Yes, sir.
Jimmy Buckets
versus the Celtics. Last night, the Heat beat the Celtics 128-102, a 26-point victory.
They ain't just beat them.
Lopsided, man. They're up 3-0.
As my boy Rod say, man, Roddy White, man, he say, man, them boys had done gave up at the end of the third quarter.
Yeah, man, listen.
You got a whole 12 minutes. I ain't shitting nobody. Not no Western Conference, not no Eastern Conference Finals. I ain't shitting nobody. Yeah. I ain't shitting nobody, man. Especially the Celtics. And then your boy gonna go up. What's the coach? Mazzulla,
yeah.
Hey, man, you gonna go on the press conference and blame it on you? Yeah, man. What you sitting the boys for? You still got Tatum. You still got Brown. You got Horford. You got all these guys that have been in these big games. Why are you sitting? Yeah, that's like a giving up mentality, man. Like, you should have did that.
Yeah, hey, well, speaking of Mazzulla, I believe he's definitely on the coaching bubble. This is the second Celtics coach in so long, in 2 years. As we all know, Mbuke I forgot how to say his name, but he lost his job after the Nia Long scandal.
He would have never did that.
Yeah,
he wouldn't have did that.
Yeah, but you know, he's got the Houston job, so he'll be back in the game next year.
And but guess who's going over there? James Harden.
That's the word that we're hearing, man. But
James Harden.
Back to Jimmy Buckets and Jimmy Butler. Playoff Jimmy is what they're calling him, man. Jimmy. He is playing lights out. He is trying to win the chip. I think that Jimmy, man, is one of those guys from the old school era where he just hoops. He just hoops, man. That's all he wants. He don't care about nothing else. All he cares about is putting up buckets, playing defense, and winning ball games, man. And the Heat staff and the whole chemistry that they have, man, with Bam and all the above. Eric Spoelstra,
he's huge.
Eric Spoelstra is just, I used to doubt him. You know what I mean? As everybody can know,
he had LeBron.
He had the squad. Yeah, he had those guys, man. And I used to tell my guys, you know, back at the crib, you know, Nate Fast Nasty and them, and Neve used to have these conversations all the time. And I used to be like, hey, man, you know, Eric Spoelstra is not a great coach. You know, he just benefited from having the team, but. I'm gonna say it here on the podcast.
For a long time.
Yeah, the film guy. I'm gonna say this here on this podcast, man. That Eric Spoelstra, you have earned my respect, and I do apologize. You are have been pulling it off, man, year after year with what most people would say is not the best team. So shout out to you. Shout out to the Miami Heat. The night, again, the Lakers versus Nuggets. Who you got? You say you got the Lakers?
Yeah, I got Lakers tonight.
You got the Lakers?
Yeah, I got the Lakers tonight, man.
That's interesting.
This the last home game. I like for them to take it back to Denver, and I just can't see LeBron going out like that, man. Like, I love LeBron way too much. Like, I can't see him going out just the same way I can't see Kobe going out like that, and I can't see Jordan. I cannot see those guys going out like that. I don't see it.
I feel like you said before, it's not on LeBron this time, and when LeBron isn't the complete X factor, and it comes down to his supporting cast like AD and D'Angelo and things of that nature. That's where I start to say, I don't think he's going to be able to pull that out. I think that the Nuggets are on a mission. I think Joker, since he didn't win the MVP, he's trying to win a chip. He's trying to stamp himself as one of the best players ever. And I feel like his supporting cast with Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr., amongst those guys, they're hooping and they want to win it. They want to win, man. And it's a young squad, man. So they year after year make the playoffs. Year after year they're in the top 2 seeds, but they just don't know how to finish. And I think this is that time where they learn from their previous experiences in the playoff and getting bounced, that they're going to try to pull it out this year. And I feel like it's going to be a great finals, whoever we see, especially if it's the Nuggets versus the Heat, because those are 2 teams that are just grit teams. They aren't the flashiest. They aren't the most.
LA and Miami.
Yeah, I don't want to see that again. It was cool. I don't want to see it again. I don't like how they will present that. I think that this is the best 2 teams who are going to play each other, man. Even though the Heat is the 8th seed, I still think they're probably the best team in the Eastern Conference, and they're showing it. They knocked off the number 1. They knocked off. They're about to knock off the number 2.
They ain't just knocking teams off.
Yeah, they're damn near sweeping them.
They're sweeping them.
Gentlemen sweeps. So, it's going to be interesting to see tonight, man. This was a great time, great show. I'm glad we were back in the mix. You're going to hear a lot more from Drop 5 Podcast. We took our little hiatus, but we're back. We're going to keep giving you content, keep giving you information. So like and share, subscribe to the podcast, man. Tell a friend to tell a friend. And, look for big things to happen with the Drop 5. This is Coach Chris, and we're out.
This is Coach Miles, man. Appreciate y'all listening to us. And be on the lookout for more content, man, because we're about to start just dropping. Make sure you shout us out, man. Look us up, hit us up, email us, shout us out on Instagram. Do all that stuff, man. Look out for us, because we're going to look out for you. And that's it. Shout us out.
Yes, sir. Drop 5. We out.